Well, good morning, y'all, and welcome back to Apron Strings. It's spring break here in our neck of the woods, and so I haven't worked any this week, and I haven't made videos either. I've just been working in the yard and taking a break. But today, we want something a little bit sweet, but not syrupy sweet, just a treat. And I didn't want to make cookies. So I'm going to make a really good little treat that you make using crescent rolls. So I've already got some of my stuff measured out and ready to mix it up. So I'm going to get y'all over to the butcher block and we'll get going. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I'm so glad to have you here. And if you haven't watched before and you just happened up on this one, my name is Gay. And I cook a bunch and I talk a bunch and I garden some and I play the piano some. And we have fun here. There's lots of good food. So welcome, and I hope you come back often. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I am chugging toward 20,000 and I'm excited. Hit that little bell so you'll be notified if I put up another video or when I put up another video. And I like a thumbs up. That makes me smile. That means you liked it. So let me get you over here and we'll get this mixed up and get it baked. And I might have a little bit of it myself. I know that crescent rolls have a lot of oil in them, but I'm going to go ahead and spray my pan because I don't want it to stick. I think I'm going to get a fence around those chickens. My grandson said they would probably do it this next week, maybe Wednesday, so I won't have to worry about them getting up in my garden beds and digging. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take cold butter, 1 1/4 cups of cold butter, and we're going to work it into some brown sugar, regular sugar, flour, cinnamon, and salt, and make us a crumbly mess, a crumbly substance, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to go ahead and cut this in some pieces. It's cold because you want it to just be little crumbly. You don't want to make a paste. I had some tomatoes that I took, just little salad tomatoes, we call them tomatoes, and I planted some in one of my big pots out there and put a tomato basket over it. Y'all, I had plants come up. They were 12 inches tall and nice big stems, and I was ready to transplant them because our weather is okay. And those chickens hopped up on the edge of that pot and poked their heads through that cage and ate all the leaves off of every plant. And there was about 12 plants in there. So I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping and praying that it'll come back. They'll put leaves on and I can get some tomatoes out of that. I was so aggravated with those chickens. That's when I shut them up. And I told them they couldn't get out anymore till there was a fence. So I guess they feel sorry for them, so they're going to come fix me a fence. The run that they're in is big enough for how many chickens is in there. But I just like for them to get out and hunt worms and all that. So I got some lumpy brown sugar. I'm going to have to do it with my hands again. So next week they'll be able to get out and run around, and I'm sure they'll be glad. The fence is going to be 4 foot, and I don't know if they can try to fly over it or not. They take a running start and fly, so we may have to clip their wings, and I've never done that. Getting those lumps, feels like little BBs in there. Which when it melts, I like the taste of brown sugar. Well, I guess I'm through with that whisk anyway. You can just rest on the floor. I'm not going to give it a pillow nor a blanket. It'll just have to sit there. Okay. Let me get all this butter in here. That's a lot of butter for that little dab of flour, but once I get it in pretty small pieces, then I can work with it a little better. This is similar to putting cinnamon and sugar on leftover pie crust. And I love that. It's kind of like a shortbread cookie. Okay, get off of there. My left right hand don't work very good. I need my right hand. We've been having some like low 80s days. Makes you just want to work in the yard. And then I looked at the news a while ago on my phone, the weather, and says we're getting a cold spell. It's going to be a high of the low 50s, but that's still not freezing. That's good. Maybe everything will be okay. I've got a few tomato plants set out. I set out some yellow tomatoes, small salad tomatoes, and then a couple of yellow pear plants. And I have my Campari has always done, not Campari. I don't know. Let me see. I've seen them do this with their hands. Let me see if I can do it with my hands and make it work faster. You just want it grainy, like when you cut your shortening or butter into your flour for corn, pie crust. Well, I still can't smell, and I've tried all kinds of stuff, but when I went, I changed to devoted, my Medicare. Instead of having Medicare and a supplement, I'm saving some money. That supplement kept going up, and I never use it, so anyway, I had to go to the doctor within the first 90 days, and I put it off as long as I could. So I asked him yesterday what I could do about my smell, and he said to get some nose spray and spray it in there once a day. So that's what I'm going to try to do and see if that'll help. He said it's helped a lot of people. I'm going to clean my hands up, and we'll get the rolls opened up and on the pan where I can sprinkle this on it, and we'll get it baked. Got my oven preheating to 400, and I think it's going to take 8 to 10 minutes to bake it. So let me clean up my hands, and I'll be right back, and we'll get this in the oven. Then I've got a good casserole type meal that I'm going to fix this evening for us. And I'm going to film it so y'all have that coming up. Good, quick, delicious. Now I'm just going to roll them out like this. I'm not going to cut them because I may cut them after I finish with it. I like crescent rolls. Okay, let me wash my hands again, and I'm going to put this in the oven. Get it baked. Okay, into a 400-degree oven. I thought it was hit hot. It is. For about 10 minutes, I'm going to set the timer. I got me a new timer. I ordered it from ThermoWorks, and it has a big, long bell, a loud bell on it, and that's what I need. So I'm going to set this for 8. Just to be sure. I'll check them, and then I'll be back and let y'all know if they're ready or not. I got my kefir grains out of the icebox earlier, and I've got some kefir going. I hope that I hadn't left them in there too long without using them, because that's healthy for you. So that's what I've done this morning too. Now, I brought some cuttings from my African blue basil in before the last freeze before Christmas, and I've got it rooted. I'll show y'all. I'm going to go out after a while and plant it. Can you see all those roots in there? So I'm going to go get this planted. I've got several plants. I hope to have at least 3 pots of it. And the reason for that, if y'all don't have, the reason for that is it brings in your pollinators, the blooms that's on it. You just plant it and let it bloom, and I just pick it off when the blooms are spent, because you really can't grow it from seed. You need a cutting, and I don't know what the deal is about it. But it brings in bees and butterflies, and hummingbirds like it. So anyway, I'm going to get that planted today, where by the time I have stuff coming up that needs pollinating, maybe it'll be blooming and ready for the bees to come. I mean, it's like a buzzing feast out there. They absolutely love it. I learned that from a guy at our Master Gardener's class, and he said he always plants 3 or 4 of them in his big garden, and it brings pollinators in. Another thing that's on my list is to get my row of sunflowers planted that I plant out the first row of the garden by the road. I plant sunflowers. It's pretty. So I've got to get those planted, and I've ordered several different ones, some little short ones and some middle size and some tall. So I hope to have staggered blooms. I'll let y'all know how that works out too. Right now I'm waiting for 10 minutes to pass so I can take those crescent roll cookies out and see what they taste like. They don't look real pretty with all the runoff around them, but they cooked 8 minutes. So I'm fixing to get them off the pan, and I'm letting them cool just a little bit. Then I'm probably going to get my pizza roller and cut them in smaller pieces, and I'll show y'all when I get them plated. I don't know why you couldn't roll them out like that and sprinkle like some cheddar cheese on them with some cooked, crisp, chopped up bacon and chives, and even scramble an egg and put some pieces around in there. And then you can have a little breakfast handheld mini pizza. But anyway, I love crescent rolls because you can do so many different things with them. But this is like pie crust, but it's not as crisp as the pie crust. I hope y'all will try it. And be sure and stay tuned, because coming up is going to be a good fun casserole that's quick and easy, and everybody wants the recipe for it. And I'm going to share it with the whole world here in a few minutes, and y'all will get it in a day or two. The good Lord bless and keep you. I hope you don't forget, just because I'm not on my soapbox every video, you better be getting you a few things ahead, because prices are going up and wages ain't going up, and banks are crumbling, and we don't know what our future holds. So the more good filling, sustainable food that you have in your pantry, the better you're going to feel if things go south in a hurry. We don't know. So just prepare the best you can. I don't have a barn full of food, but I have a little bit of extra beans and rice and oatmeal and stuff like that that'll feed my family. I'm just trying to be wise. Like I've told you before, don't run through McDonald's, take that $10 or $15 and go buy you a few bags of beans and rice and put it in your pantry. If you'll be wise, you can have something if we have a hurricane, if our electrical system goes out or something, you'll be prepared. So I'll hop back down off that box now, but I want y'all to be wise and be able to feed your family. Some of the sweetest memories I have is around the dinner table. And let me tell you, when I was growing up, we wasn't rich, but my mama could set a table on just a dab of money because she figured it and was wise, and we never went without anything good to eat. We didn't have fancy stuff, but we had good food. The good Lord bless and keep y'all. I hope you're getting your little garden planted and enjoying the outdoors. I know some of you still got snow, and I feel so sorry for you. We got sunshine. I'll see y'all in a day or two. My green stalk's doing good with my strawberries in it. And then I've got some flat leaf parsley that's growing really well. Got a bunch of empty pockets. I'm going to put some carrots and stuff in them. My bee balm has come back real good. Right there. Proud of that. I have another butterfly plant right there, and it'll be stripped of all of its leaves because those little butterfly, when they lay their eggs and they hatch out, they love to eat the leaves. The butterfly bush is coming back pretty good. This is that big old Jew plant that comes back every year, and if you drop a piece on the ground, it roots and takes off, so I like that. Here is my naked tomato. See, I've got a few leaves left up there on that one, but look at all those sticks. They were all loaded with leaves. This is where I planted the little tomatoes. Now my friend brought me a bunch of little tomato plants that she had seeded, and she dropped something and got it all mixed up. So we don't know what these are, but I've got 1, 2, 3, I've got 5 planters with them in it. That's 4 o'clock's coming back. That's 4 o'clock's coming back. And then I've got these lantanas right here that the birds planted that I'm going to dig up and move. Lemon balm's starting to poke its little head up. That's good. Got some gladiolas right there in that pot at the end of the bed that's got green shoots up. My Peggy Martin rose is getting ready to bloom. Got a few blooms on it. I had 3 of my lavender plants survive, and I covered them, but they didn't all survive. Now this is the black feeders, the plastic sea is, the sun has ruined it. Grandson's going to get this out of here, and I'm going to put my other raised beds that I haven't filled yet in here. My mint has come back. I've got a mess out here because I've raked all this up 10 times and the chickens strode it, so now I can get it cleaned up. Tarragon came back. That's stevia. It's doing well. It came back. And of course another pot of mint. And I have some more stuff, but I'm just going to be truthful. My backyard is such a mess right now. I still haven't gotten all the leaves hauled out. I'll bring y'all back out here when I get it a little bit more in shape, but I did want to show you what was coming back. Can y'all see how the chickens have just scratched in my raised beds? I probably don't have any earthworms left in there. Look at that one. They just pure dug some graves in that one. So now I've got peat moss. I'm going to work some peat moss into them and add some more soil and get them planted up. That's 2 little oval ones that I've got to put over here in the middle when the boys get stuff cleaned out. Over here by the house, I don't know if you can see, but my amaryllis are coming back. See them poking their little head up? I'll have pretty red blooms there later. There's my big rooster my son got me for Christmas a year ago. And it usually lives over there in the middle, but I had to move it because I'm doing some renovation out here. So I will get back in the house and get this video finished and get it started uploading. But I just wanted to see, remember I had a big tree in the middle right over there, in the middle of those pots. We took that tree down. So I'm hoping to put my water fountain up out here.